If you're thinking about moving or just haven't reviewed your mortgage recently, getting the right mortgage is crucial. You can talk to your bank or building society, but they are restricted to talking only about their mortgages. Nottingham Mortgage Service advisors can look at a whole variety of lenders to find the right mortgage for you. They'll compare thousands of mortgages from over 60 lenders, including NatWest, TSB, Barclays, Santander, Nationwide Building Society, plus many more. So why not take advantage of our fee-free mortgage advice?
Right, it's a brand new episode of the Nottingham Panthers Audio Experience, and we've got our first guest who's a participant in the Elite Series. We had his agent on last week, and this week I'm delighted to welcome Dominic Talbot-Tassi to the show. Dominic, how are you?
I'm very good. Yourself?
I cannot complain. It's good to be doing this after a win, I'll say that.
Oh, yeah.
That must have felt pretty good last night.
Definitely. Yeah, weight off our shoulders for sure.
Like it's been crazy, this Elite Series, hasn't it? Really, it's like there's so much hockey and so much time. You don't really have time to process the wins and the losses, do you? You just kind of got to move on and forget about what happened next and move on to the next game.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that was the tough part for us, is that being able to reset and getting prepared for the next game. Yeah, it was tough, but I think, you know, like it's behind us now, and we're trying to build our confidence back and getting ready for the few games remaining. Yeah.
And this shows all. We're going to go back. We're going to go back in a minute. It's always fun to talk about the present. Like, this is your first venture into pro hockey. But what is the biggest lesson you'd say you've learned after 2 weeks of it?
I'd have to say it is my first pro experience, but I feel like I was treating like a pro in college at Mcgill. So what I mean by that is that you got to be mature in your decisions. You got to be able to prepare yourself on your own. Like, nobody's here to like I don't know, not guide you, because I've got good people around me to guide me and kind of look up to. But like, we're expected to do our own stuff and be prepared to perform in games. So yeah, I feel that's kind of like what you need to do to be a pro.
Like you mentioned, like guys to guide you, like people like Mark Matheson and Brendan Ellis on the team. You can't help but learn from them, I imagine.
Yeah, honestly, these guys are unreal. It's been a pleasure for me to be around the guys like that. And you've named two, but I could name like the whole team, honestly. Even younger guys like Tets and Stents and all these guys, they're younger, but you can still learn a lot from them. Their work ethic, their discipline, and I don't know, it's great to be around these guys. And I feel like you learn a lot when you lose. So it's been good for us. Well, it's weird to say, but it's been good that we got to go through like the adversity early on in the series. I feel like we're more prepared for the end of it and also the playoffs. So yeah, I've learned a lot in like 2 weeks already.
And then you still got plenty more to learn as the series goes on, because no doubt there'll be more twists and turns as it carries on.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure.
And then, as a defenseman yourself, what did you make of Lacko having to skate backwards yesterday?
Oh, he seemed natural. He looked good. He's got the style. He's got the hair going. He's a good skater. He's a smart player too. So I think he didn't look like out of place. He was okay. I talked with him because I'm sitting right next to him in the room, and he said like he felt like he was a little like all around the place in the second period, but then in the third, I think he did pretty well for a forward playing D. Yeah.
Right. So now it's time to go all the way back. I don't say all the way back. Sure, you're only 27. You're younger than me, which is the more I do of these, the younger the guests seem to get, which is quite depressing, to be honest. But if we go, where did Dominic Talbot-Tassi grow up?
I grew up in the suburbs of Montreal. It's called Mascouche. Obviously, you guys don't know about it, but it's a great city. It's a small town. Yeah, I grew up, and I think I said it in the other interview, but my family, we've been close throughout my career. I don't think they missed one practice, or they haven't missed a game for sure. And my brother and I were playing, and they still managed to watch all of our games. So I don't know how they do it, but they did it. And yeah, just in that small town. That's where I'm from. Practice with my brother, my friends, and yeah.
Do you remember where ice hockey came into your life then?
I remember. Well, I don't remember. My dad told me, my parents told me that I started skating at 2 years old. Like I said earlier, I wasn't skating. I was walking on ice with skates. And then I started playing at 4 years old. And then I was a forward back then, but my skating was so like, I can't say so good, but like my skating was a little better than the rest of my group of age, my age group. So I would play with guys older than me. And then, yeah, I think it started at around 2 years old.
And did you ever want to go in goal, or was that never an option for you?
Sorry?
Did you ever want to go in goal or not? Be the netminder.
No, my brother was a goalie. I've always said that goalies are a little weird. And yeah, I'm not that type of person.
What do you make of the goalies on the Panthers team this year then?
Oh, they're weird, but I like them. You know, they're I don't know. They're a special kind. You know, you got to be kind of crazy to dress up and face some shots like that. Some guys can really shoot the puck, and but yeah, you know, it takes all kind of person all kind of people to make a team. So
and Ben can be a bit hard to understand with his Yorkshire accent sometimes, I've been told.
Yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm getting there. Yeah.
As long as you don't pick up the same accent as him, you'll be fine.
Yeah, hopefully.
So when you're growing up, you're playing as a kid, who are your, hockey heroes? Who are you looking up to as guys that you really enjoy watching or you want to emulate as you get older, sort of thing?
I was a forward back then, and I've been a Bruins fan all my life. So I was looking up to like Ray Bourque. He was a D-man. Guys like Patrice Bergeron, Torrey Krug, Milan Lucic. Not the same type of guy, but still, I don't know. These guys, the way they competed and the way they show up for games. And I think that's what I'm trying to bring as a hockey player. It's kind of showing up every single game. Might not have the best game ever, but at least I show up and I compete every night. And hopefully that's what I've been able to do so far here in this series.
Now you got to explain to me how a kid from Montreal becomes a fan of the Boston Bruins, because that can't be a popular decision.
No, I don't know. I've always wanted to be like my own person and trying to defy the I don't know how to say it, but like
you got to go against the grain sort of thing.
Yeah, a little bit. You know, like I'm trying to have my own opinion and trying to go against what most people think. I don't know. I've liked it, and I've been hated at school. I was the only one cheering for the Bruins, but I don't know. That's how I am, and I so far they've had success compared to the Montreal Canadiens, so it's a good pick.
You got to celebrate a Stanley Cup with them as well.
Oh yeah. My dad's a Bruins fan, and you wanted to paint the car at that time. So it's like, okay, well, let's not go that crazy. You'll get your tires. I don't know how do you say that in English, but
slashed.
Yeah, there you go. That's the word.
You've joined the team with the right color scheme in the UK. Then you get to rock the black and gold.
Oh yeah, that's why I loved it. I loved the black one, and then I saw the gold jersey. I was like, geez, we're actually the Bruins.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So at what age did you decide? Did you decide to move to defense, or did someone tell you you're a good skater, you should be a defenseman?
I don't remember. I think when I was really young, like I would score like 5 goals in a game, and then they put me on defense to like, I don't know, let the other guys score, but I would still score on D. And then I don't know, I kind of, like I said in the previous interview, I would really hate when we get scored on, and I would always be behind my goalie, and it just, I don't know, it kind of, I don't remember being like a decision or somebody telling me, hey, I think you should be D. But yeah, like I don't even know when it happened, but it happened, and I really enjoyed playing D.
Because like you say, when you were a kid, you obviously, like you said, you scoring a lot of goals. When you moved to like college and playing in the QMJHL, you're getting a lot of assists.
Oh yeah.
Do you get the same joy out of getting an assist as you do a goal, or do you miss goals?
I think I get more joy when I pass the puck and somebody scores than when I actually score. Like if you have the chance to see me score a goal in this series, you'll see, like, I'm not gonna sell you hard. But if I make a pass and we score, then I'm super happy. I don't know. I just like setting up plays. I think it's beautiful when you pass it and a guy scores. But yeah, obviously I'd like to score, but I don't know. It's just how I am. And I'm not a big shooter, and I like to pass.
There's a great quote from do you watch much basketball?
I don't watch a lot, but I don't know.
There's a guy called Nikola Jokic who plays for the Denver Nuggets, and he's a center, and he gets lots of assists. And he says, "Why do you pass the ball so much?" He says, "Because when you get an assist, two people are happy,
yeah,
not just one." And I thought that was a great quote, sort of thing, and that kind of fills into what you said there. Like you're happy when you get the assist for somebody else.
Oh yeah, well, I think guys on the team already noticed that I never shoot. Like there were some guys came to me and was like, "Hey man, don't be afraid. Like shoot it. Like you're I don't know. I always feel like if I shoot and I don't score, then I'm like, ah, oh, damn, I should have passed it. You know."
Well, you got robbed of a goal last night. That glove save.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. Yeah.
Goalies make good saves.
I think I watched it 10 times and I couldn't believe it. And I told Boivin, I was like, tough, you would have scored probably. I don't know.
You were all alone at the back door. I was up in the box ready to like celebrate, and I couldn't believe he got his glove to it.
Oh, same. I was like, Jesus. Like that was a great save, but still, like I should have scored. But you know, it happens. At least we won. I would have felt bad if we had lost.
Then, as you're going through the junior, you know, the midgets in the States and things, when did you think that I want to give this a go? I want to try and go pro with this. I want to see if I can make a career out of this. When did that come to you?
I'm a real competitive guy, and everything I do, I want to be the best at it, or at least play at the highest level. So I don't know. We have a drawing session. I want to have the best looking drawing ever. We play cards. I want to win. We play, I don't know, you know, before games you play soccer or football. I don't know how you guys call it, football here, or the ball game. I stopped playing because like if I lose, I'd be off for the game. So now I don't play anymore. So like I think my whole life I wanted to play at the highest level, and for me, playing professional hockey would be like, I wanted to play pro just because I could, you know, I could feel like I've played at the highest level I could. And it's not the NHL, but I guess in my, I don't know, abilities, it's the highest level I could play. So I'll feel happy.
Did you play any other sports when you were growing up?
Yeah, I played soccer, football for you guys. I've been how do you say, swimming? Swimming. And yeah, I've played like football with my friends, baseball, but like in a team, an actual team in a league, I've played football and soccer and hockey.
And did you ever have to make a decision, or were you always just better at hockey than you were at football?
No, I was actually a better soccer player.
Okay.
But I don't know, down in Quebec, soccer is not super popular, so I figured I'd have more chance to play pro playing hockey. And yeah, I decided to pick hockey because of that.
And when you play team sports at such a young age, it does teach you a lot of life skills, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what did you learn from playing sports at such a from like you said, like you were on the ice at 2, walking along the ice, you start playing in a team at 4 years old. What does that teach you?
I feel like it teaches you that nobody's bigger than the team. You need everybody to win. You need everybody to collaborate. You need everybody. You need you're like, it might sound cliche, but you're as weak as your weakest link, or you're as strong as your weakest link. I don't know how you want to say it, but by that, I mean, you need everybody. Like, if somebody's having a rough night, well, your team's going to suffer. So everybody's got to be prepared. Even if you're the best player on the team, you're not going to make your team win. Like, you need everyone to be on board. And I feel like it teaches you like teamwork, collaboration, just helping each other out, and being there to support everyone. And that's a good life lesson. I feel like that's something I want to bring into my workplace. And yeah, that's it.
Then you got kind of plucked out of midget hockey to go and play in the QMJHL. Like, you played 4 games for Drummondville. How did that opportunity come around? That must have been pretty cool for you as you were still obviously a junior.
Yeah. So I was at that age where I wasn't, working the way I wanted to be. I was 17 years old. I got drafted the year before. I didn't make the team in the Q. So I was kind of like, okay, I'll play, we call it CJEP in Quebec. It's like school hockey. And then I was like, I don't know. And then my coach in midget called me. He's like, hey, Dom, like we'd like you to be on the team as a 17-year-old. You'll be our team captain. We'll have a really good team. And I was like, oh, okay, then that's good. It'll give me a good exposure. So I went and we won everything that year. We had an amazing year. We had an unreal group of guys. And I kind of launched my Q career, because the year after, I got drafted in the expansion draft for a new team in Sherbrooke. And I made the team. And then, I don't know, I've had a good career in the Q, and then university, and then here I am today.
So when you get drafted into an expansion draft, like the Q is a junior hockey league. It is a bunch of kids playing. When an expansion team usually comes about, they're normally not as good as the other teams that are around. Is that the same at that level?
Yeah, I feel like we were not really, but we were kind of like the leftovers, or like the players that nobody wanted, kind of. So yeah, we were the worst team, but we managed to make the playoffs. So we didn't finish last. But yeah, we got kicked out first round. It was tough, we had to, like, we lost a lot of games, and it was tough on the mental side of it. Yeah, it was a tough year that year, but I played against the best players, and I got better as a player. I got better as a person, because I don't know, you don't feel that great when you lose all the time like that. But yeah, at least I think our team was solid. We created bonds, and yeah.
Like you said, you said that you were kind of like the pieces that nobody wanted. It's almost the same, like when you look at the Vegas Golden Knights. It can bring a group together, can't it? And you can like you said, you made the playoffs. You probably exceeded expectations because you were all so motivated that you thought no one else wanted you.
Yeah, well, because we were a bunch of underdogs, and we wanted to prove ourselves, and we wanted to prove our old teams wrong, right? So I think that makes like a good group of guys that are all like motivated to prove other people wrong. But the Golden Knights was something special. Like they hit the playoffs, and they almost won the cup. So it was not the same when I was in the Q, but still we made the playoffs. So that was huge.
Looking at some of the players that you were playing against, like you're going up against like Jonathan Drouin and people. What was it? Can you tell how good they are at that age, even when you're going up against him then?
The best player ever was Nathan Mckinnon.
How quick is he in person?
It was unreal. He looked like a man playing with kids. And like he was young. He was one of the youngest. But like he couldn't go through people, literally. And I think, yeah, he was unbelievable to watch. And I was matched up against him. And I was kind of scared, you know, like he so big, so fast, so strong. And yeah, I don't know. It was an honor for me to be matched up against him. And yeah, well, Joe Drouin was pretty good too. Like I've played against pretty good players, but right now I can only think of Nathan Mckinnon. He was so good.
So how did you stop him? Did you have to like resort to like tripping him up or something?
Honestly, everywhere he was on the ice, like I had to keep my eyes on him. Like he would be dangerous even if we were in his zone. So he was so fast, like so fast.
And then obviously you spent a season and a bit at Sherbrooke. What would be your favorite moment from your time there? Because obviously I assume you got traded to Blainville the partway through the second bit. But when you're at Sherbrooke, you're at that expansion franchise. What moment stands out to you as your favorite from your time there?
It's tough. I think when we made the playoffs, or like every single win was huge for us because everybody expected us to lose all the time. And I think I literally enjoyed every single day I was there. And that's just the crowd, the fans, they were unbelievable. Like we would sometimes we'd lose like 3-1 and we'd have a standing ovation just because like we weren't like blown up. Or yeah, I don't know. I can't single out one event, but making the playoffs probably was the best moment for me there. Yeah.
And I'm sure that, like you said, the fans would give you a standing ovation when you lost. I'm sure that's because you guys were putting in so much effort during the games. Like like you said, you were the pieces that nobody else wanted. You would have been trying so hard, I imagine, every single game that rubs off on the fans.
I think so too. Yeah, like they kind of felt our hard work, and they were really like supporting us. They were behind us, and they wanted us to win so bad that honestly we were working so hard. Yeah, we obviously had some night off that we were terrible, but like the nights that we would show up and work hard, and they would kind of feel like they had to appreciate it. So.
And you strike me as a guy who enjoys playing in front of a big, loud crowd. That's just me guessing. How much do you miss playing in front of fans at the minute?
I miss it a lot, but at the same time, like I said, we feel that they're behind us. I'm trying not to read the comments because like it's been a tough start, and I know the fans are, disappointed. We are a lot too. But yeah, we feel the support, and I know it's tough. We're getting back there. We want to win as bad as they want us to win. Obviously, we're not here to lose. We'll do everything in our power to kind of, like overturn this situation. And it's a long, short season.
Yes,
we're getting there. The confidence coming back, and we've got a good group of guys. We've got skills. We got work ethic, and I'm not even worried. Like I told Deuce, I'm like, I'm mad. I'm frustrated, but I'm not worried. Like I know it'll come back.
I'm sure people will be very happy to hear that. But the mood in the family is certainly a lot happier after last night. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't pretty.
But you need that, don't you? You need that kind of game to get you going again.
Yeah, like seriously, yesterday felt like another, a same kind of match.
Especially when Jono's got that goal got disallowed.
Yeah, well, we give up an early goal, and then you go in your head and you're like, oh Jesus, again. But then we kind of stuck to it, and then Jono scores. Well, he didn't score because he didn't touch it.
Yes.
I swear to God, he didn't touch it. But you get that goal disallowed. So you're like, oh Jesus, everything's against us. but then you stick with it, and we fought our way back in the game. And then you win in OT. It's huge for the confidence. Yeah, we're excited for tomorrow and Saturday.
And say, going back to the QMJHL, you get traded from Sherbrooke in your second year there. Now you get traded to what seems to be a much better team in Blainville. They made the playoffs that year. What goes into a junior player getting traded? How do you get told that, and how do you take that news?
Honestly, it was devastating for me. Like my GM in Sherbrooke thought this would be the best news ever for me, but it was the worst news ever for me. Like when I'm on a team, like I've got it tattooed right on my chest. I don't know how you English guys say it, but like I put everything in it, and I'm like, I feel a huge sense of identity. Like I just build, I don't know, I'm part of that team. It's my team forever. And we were last in the standing, but still, like Sherbrooke was my town. Like I wanted to be the mayor of that town. I wanted to build my family there, but then I get traded to the best team in the league. But still, like I felt like I had lost everything. Like my friends, my billet family, my friends at school, and then I had to start all over again in a different team. But then obviously when I got to Blainville, like the team was unreal over there too. Like I made new friends. The coach was really good, Joël Bouchard, that now coaches in Laval in the American Hockey League. So yeah, I started all over again. And then the year after, I got traded to Moncton. But yeah, it doesn't feel the same. Like my heart was in Sherbrooke.
So how long did it take you before you felt a part of Blainville? Like, did it take you a while to settle in, or as soon as you got on the ice with that team, was it, oh, I'm all in with this team now?
I think right away, I was all in. Like, and I think it's not fair if you're still, your head is still in Sherbrooke. And I don't know if it was like the day I got traded, the day after we played against Sherbrooke. I remember I sat on the bench and I was crying because I saw my good buddies on Sherbrooke, like they were waving at me, and I don't know, it just brought tears to my eyes, and I kind of missed them already, and we lost the game. Like seriously, like Sherbrooke were last and we were first, and we lost. So I was like, okay, I'm cursed. but yeah, I was all in right away, and like
you went on quite a deep playoff run with Blainville that year. 20 games. You must have come close to winning the whole thing.
Yeah, we were one game away to get to the finals, and we lost. We were winning, and yeah, we were winning 2-0, and then we lost that game. We ended up being eliminated. Yeah.
So the next year, like you said, you get traded again. This time you get traded pretty early on. Was that one easier to take when you got that news?
Well, that was something I expected, because you're only allowed 3 20-year-old on your team, and we had 13 in Blainville, so we knew that we were going to get traded. But the thing is, Blainville, they kept me because we had one guy that was in the A. So I was kind of like, you stay if he stays in the A, and if he comes back, then we'll trade you wherever you want to go.
Okay.
And my best friend was goalie in Moncton. My brother was in Moncton too. So I said, okay, well, if you're going to trade me, I want to go to Moncton. And it's a great organization and like first class. Like I've been lucky. The 3 teams I've played for were first class, and I've got nothing to say against any of those teams. So, and then yeah, I got traded. I was expecting it, and I was pretty happy to be a part of the Moncton Wildcats.
And then knowing how much family means to you, how cool is it for you to play with your brother on that team then?
It was unreal. honestly. My brother though didn't play for us the whole year. He had signed as a free agent, so he battled hard to get that, kind of not a contract, but like he signed. But he played junior that year. But at the end of the season, they called him up. And like you said, I'm not a big goal scorer, but he was in net one game. Well, he was backup. And in that game, it was one of the last games of the season. We had a really good team. So our starting goalie didn't dress up for that game, which he was my best friend. So he let my brother be a backup. So he wasn't my best friend was backup, not backup, in the stands for that game. And my brother was backup, so sitting on the bench. I think we got ripped like 5-0. So they put my brother in net. We're losing 5-0. And he's in the net. My first shift, I get the puck and I score. Like, it was just unreal, even though we were losing. But I have a picture like selling with my brother after I scored. So it's just good moments. My parents came down all the way to Moncton, 9-hour drive.
Ooh.
Yeah. My aunt was there too. And yeah, it's just like I said, my family's always supported us. And yeah, nothing's too far for them. Like if they could, they'd be here. So yeah.
And say, once that season in Moncton is finished, you have a decision to make, don't you? Because you can either try and go pro. Then once you leave, you can try. I think you can declare for the draft. There's multiple routes you can take. Why did you choose to go to college at Mcgill?
I think it was an easy decision for me. I've always been a pretty good student. So I just wanted to get a degree, a meaningful degree. So I studied engineering at Mcgill. And I'm super glad to say that I'm an engineer now and I've got a good plan B. I'm not saying that you need to be an engineer, but for me, that's what I want it to be. So, and yeah, it was an easy decision. I think I matured a lot at Mcgill. I've learned a bunch, and yeah, I'm super happy.
So why was engineering interesting to you? What drew you to? Is it spatial engineering you do?
Yeah, it's mechanical engineering. I don't know. I didn't know what to take at school because I'm the kind of guy that when you start a project, I want to do everything. So I want to like think about it. I want to design it. I want to build it. I want to sell it. But then when I told that person at school, and she said, "What do you want to take at Mcgill?" I'm like, "Well, I'd like to do everything." Well, she said, "Well, you can't really do everything, like you can't study marketing, engineering, architecture, and all that stuff. So you got to pick one." And I'm like, "Okay, but who gets to the final decision on a project?" She said, "Well, that's the engineer." Okay, engineer I am. I think that's because in engineering, like you get to design, you get to approve a plan, and you kind of overlook the whole project. You kind of try to optimize it, make it efficient. I don't know. It's something that's been interesting for me.
Because you were still doing exams when you landed here, weren't you?
Yeah, I'm in my master's in mechanical engineering.
Like you're still in the middle of that right now.
Well, I finished this winter semester, and at the end of the month, I'm starting the summer semester.
That'd be fun. Playoffs and the summer semester.
I might cheat a little bit, I might not attend the first few classes.
I'm sure they will understand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, obviously.
So then obviously you went to Mcgill. Now, and you obviously, when you go to a college, you get to choose from different ones that you like, and then different ones might recruit you, sort of thing. How did you land on Mcgill specifically?
To be honest, as soon as Mcgill called me, it was a no-brainer for me. Mcgill has such a strong reputation in Canada. The hockey program is one of the best in Quebec, in the Ontario Hockey League, because there are 3 leagues. There's the Ontario Hockey League, the West, and the Maritimes. And Mcgill has always been top 3 year after year. It's been one of the top schools in Canada. So I don't know. For me, and also it's back home. I'm from Montreal, pretty much. So
you're not far from where you live then?
Yeah, I live 20 minutes away from.
So did you live at home then, or did you live on campus?
No, I lived on campus. Just because it makes it easier for practices every day and school, and also being around the guys. It's after a game you want to hang out with the boys, and I felt like if you have to go back home, then you might miss out on some stuff. I don't know. So yeah.
And some people struggle when you have to study and play hockey at the same time. It's not an easy thing to manage. Now, you were in the CIS all-rookie team. You had a good year. You seem to take to that like a duck to water. How did you cope with studying and playing at a high level at college at the same time?
Honestly, I can't take any credit on that. And that's all my teammates. They learned me how to live, pretty much. I showed up at Mcgill and I was just a young kid. I was lost. I didn't know what to do. You're treated like a king when you're in the queue. People cook food for you, they do your laundry, they take care of yourself. All you have to do is breathe and play hockey. But it's a little different when you're in college. You have to live, you have to make something of your life. And I was a little lost, to be honest. And the older guys on the team, they took me under their wing, and I don't know. I can't thank them enough. And yes, I was named the Rookie of the Year at Mcgill that year. But that's all my teammates. The only thing I did is play hockey, and I was on a good team, and players were great, and it made it easy for me, honestly.
So when you're there, what is your day-to-day like? How often are you in classes versus, are they quite understanding about when you've got to play hockey and when you've got to do studies, or is there a bit of conflict between the two departments?
I wouldn't even say it's conflict, because it's school before everything. So you have to manage your schedule to make it work. Guys were missing practice to go to school, whereas in the queue it's the opposite. You'll miss school to go to hockey. So yeah, you have to manage your classes, your schedule, to make it work. And I was lucky enough, I made it work. And also I wanted to focus on hockey a little. And like I said, school has been always kind of not easy, but as I pick up fast at school. So I missed, for me, no school on game days. So I didn't go to class on game.
Homework on the bus.
Yeah, no, it's all hockey. So yeah, I missed a couple classes, but yeah, lots of catching up after, and yeah, I managed to make it work.
You mentioned that when you got to Mcgill, you felt lost, and because you've got to learn to live, sort of thing. And that can be, and if you'd gone straight to the pros per se, you might have just continued down that path. So you must be, as a person, as a human being, it must make it that college experience would have been so important for you to learn the life skills to succeed outside of the game eventually, because you can't play forever as much as everyone would like to.
Yeah, honestly, I feel more prepared than ever now. I just bought a house. I adopted a dog. I feel like I'm ready to face reality and I don't know, live my life. And I feel prepared. I kind of know what to expect, and Like I said, it's all my teammates at Mcgill, especially my first like 3 years. And these guys taught me so much about life, and yeah, I'm trying to do the exact same for the new guys that are like, I'm still in contact with some guys at Mcgill. And the thing I remember the most is that I would ask questions or I would ask for help, and even if the guys didn't know like the answer, they wouldn't just say like, oh, sorry man, I don't know. Like they would literally find help, and they would like not give up, and they would help me get to where I needed to be. And I think that's what I'm trying to do with new guys too.
That's things like when you go to a college in North America, it becomes a home away from home, doesn't it? Like you feel really, like I've spoke to so many people who've been to the NCAA, and they're like, oh no, like someone who lives in California, but they went to a school in Boston. They're like, no, Boston is my home away from home. And like you still talk to people from there. That really emphasizes that fact, doesn't it? That when you go to a university or a college in North America, that is part of you from then on.
Oh yeah, and it's weird because it's like 20 minutes away from where I live, but for me it feels a lot different. Like Mcgill is, I don't know, it's just a community. Is like I'll be forever thankful to have had that opportunity to play and study at Mcgill, and I feel like my whole life I'll be like thankful, and I'll try to give back to Mcgill for sure.
And people are going to get on my back if I don't ask you, what kind of dog do you have?
Oh, it's a Labrador. It's a blonde lab. You call them lab?
Yeah, a Labrador, yeah, a
Labrador. He's a young puppy. He's 5 months now, and I don't know if he misses me or if he remembers me, but yeah.
What's his name?
Taz.
I'm sure that when you get back home, he's going to be jumping through the window.
Oh yeah, yeah. My girlfriend is showing it to me and on FaceTime, but he doesn't get it. Yeah.
So when you're at college, you're studying, you're playing hockey, you're doing all the stuff you need to do when you're there. What do you do in your downtime, or do you not have any downtime when you're there?
No, I think it's great having downtime and trying to. I feel like college and hockey at the same time. It helps you like kind of, manage your time. Like it's all about time management, and like, yes, it's good to have some downtime, like relax and, hang out with your friends and hang out with your girlfriend, because that's super important, like I said, like when you're playing hockey, like your mind's got to be 100% into hockey. When you're at school, it's 100% at school. When you're with your friends, when you're at the bar, when you're with your girlfriends, it's 100%, like you can't be thinking of school and work when you're with your friends and vice versa. So I don't know. That's what college and hockey taught me so far.
And what other hobbies do you have? Do you play video games? Do you read? Do you do what do you do? If anything, or you just all hockey and work?
I just like to watch hockey games. I feel like that's so relaxing for me, and just like honestly, I just don't pay attention. I just watch the game. Like I don't even know the score. It's just I watch it. It's just, like nothing to worry about. And I used to be a big video game guy, but when I was in college, I didn't play any. And like I said, mine was fried when I got here. So I guess that's a sign. I'm not a gamer anymore, and I'm not a big reader. I love to draw though. Like I draw like just in my downtimes, and yeah, that's pretty much all I do.
It's more than I do. Trust me. I sit around watching TV most of the day and updating the website.
I feel like you don't, like nobody should feel like bad about doing nothing, right? Like
everyone, you like what you like, don't you? That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like you work hard in your job. Like there's nothing wrong about like doing nothing and watching TV. Like you don't have to feel lame about it, right? Like, that's okay. Well, I mean, you got to enjoy life a little bit.
Well, I'd say, one of my hobbies is making sure my hair looks good most of the time.
Yeah, I say you're lucky. You got long hair there.
I've got the hair of a hockey player and nothing else, I can guarantee you.
Oh, for sure. You could sit on the bench and look good.
I could do that, definitely. Put me on the ice, it'd be a different story altogether.
Yeah.
So when you're getting ready to leave Mcgill after 5 years, is that an emotional moment for you when you realize that you've got, because you have to leave, you can't stay at Mcgill forever? How do you go through that process?
Honestly, is the toughest breakup ever. I think that's worse than a breakup with a girlfriend. Like I was at the rink almost 24/7 for 5 years straight. That's like a lot. Even in the queue, like most players, they go through different teams, different, but at Mcgill, I stayed there 5 years with almost the same guys, same coaches. I don't know. I feel like I never really left, like I'm still part of that team, and like I'm still talking with the coach over there. We texted yesterday, and I don't know. I haven't left. That's for sure. Like, I don't think I'll leave anytime soon.
And then I've had plenty of conversations with people all across the spectrum, like different ages, different marital status and things. And everyone dealt with the COVID pandemic in a different way. When COVID hit, what went through your mind? When everything got shut down and all that. Because obviously, this is at the point where you're trying to think about actually going pro this time.
I was this close to give up. And fair to say, I kind of gave up, and I tried to turn the page. I worked so hard this summer. I worked out like crazy. It was tough with COVID, gyms closed, especially down in Canada, like no ice available. And I worked hard, I worked hard until October. And then I didn't have anything, any contract. So I was like, okay, man, I'm done with hockey. Like, it's enough. Like, year after year, you have to work to earn your spot. Sometimes, it gets tough. Like, always having to work, and like nothing's gonna be given to you, right? So you have to earn it all the time. Sometimes it gets to you, and it got to me this year, and I kind of turned the page, to be honest. So October to March, I gained probably 40 pounds. And I'm not talking about money. Like 40 pounds. I was out of shape. And then I got the call from Belleville in the American Hockey League, like a week before I got here. And I told them, I was honest with them. I was like, well, I'm out of shape like crazy. Like, I haven't skated since October. And then they said, okay, well, not ideal. And I was like, oh shit, I just missed out on a good opportunity. And then Deuce called me 2 days after. So it gave me like 2 weeks to kind of watch out and like having a good, healthy diet. And I skated. I managed to get some ice time. A little bit illegal, to be honest. But yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. My brother dressed up as a forward to coach me, like he was my coach. Like, he created some drills to get me back in shape. It's a big ego. Like I said, man, like, I don't want to show up there and look like a fool. I still showed up here out of shape, overweight a little bit, and I wasn't too happy with like my first few performances. But I feel like now I'm pretty much where I want to be. Like, I still want to be in better shape, but it's a work in progress. And what I said is that you don't need to be in perfect shape to compete, and work hard. So that's all I could do from the start. I work hard, compete to win. That's all I managed to do.
Like I said, the getting in shape, though, that's just going to get better every single game, every single day. Like, every new game, you're going to be in better shape, more hockey shape, and that will translate even more into the effort and the desire.
Honestly,
so, since I got this tournament goes, we're going to see a better Dominic Talbot-Tassi every game.
Oh yeah, like you can mark my words that when we get to playoffs, that should be my best hockey. And I don't know, when it's something when it counts. And I think most guys on this team are like that too. Like, I don't want to be like, hey, I'm the only one that shows up. Like, everybody shows up. But like, and when playoffs, like, I'm pretty confident that most guys on this team will show up and step up a little bit. And yeah, like I said, I'm not taking any days off since I got here. Some guys are like, hey, Dom, man, maybe you should take this day off. I said, well, I've had a couple months off. Trust me, October to now, I've had a few days off. So no excuse.
You were at the optional skate this morning then?
Yeah, I had to skate. You know, it's part of the progress to getting back into like game shape. And yes, ideally you'd have to take days off, but I can't afford it. So yeah.
Like you were talking about, you nearly gave up on the hockey dream throughout COVID. How important were your family in that, and also your agent? Obviously, I've had Nick was on the show last week. He seems like he talked about how he likes to keep in touch with all his clients and things all the time. He must have been talking to you about your career while you were going through that when you'd given up. How important was he, and how important were your family for keeping you even a little bit motivated through that spell?
So honestly, my parents are the only one that always believed in me. And the only person that's not part of my family that believed in me is Nick Riopel. This guy called me like 10 years ago. I was in midget where nobody believed in me. No, not fair. Some people believed in me, my coaches back in midget. But like agent-wise, he's the only one. And then I was like, oh shit, okay, this guy like thinks I'm a good hockey player. Well, that's cool. And Nick is such a hard worker. Like, it's unreal. I'm, like I said, I'm forever thankful for what he did for me. And yeah, he called me and he's like, hey, Dom, like, I know you're kind of, you know, like you might have turned the page, but here, like, I'd feel bad not to tell you that I got a call from Deuce and he'd be interested in having you. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, okay, that's a quick turnaround, you know. And I talked with my parents, my girlfriend, and right away they said like, well, Don, that's something like, that's what you've dreamed your whole life. Like, if you don't go there, then you'll have regrets forever, right? So I said, yeah, you're right, but I'm so out of shape. Like, I don't want to show up there and, you know, like I felt like I was kind of playing with Deuce and Wally's spot. You know, that's how I felt since I got here. I was like I'm not performing, so they might lose their job because of me. You know, like, fans are not happy, and I might be the reason for the unsuccess. But at the same time, like, I can't, you know, make team win on my own. But that's how I felt so far, you know. So that's why I'm trying to work hard and trying to, you know, live my dream and make the most out of it.
And then from what I understand, the three French Canadians on the team, you, Kevin Domingue, and Christophe, is it Boivin or Boivier? How do I?
Boivin, yeah, Boivin.
Boivin. You three are quite close, aren't you? All traveled over together. You three have developed quite a nice relationship.
Yeah, honestly, it's weird because I won't say I hated these guys, but, you know, like, I learned to hate them because I played against them for like forever. They were good players, so obviously you hate the good players, you know, like the players that you don't see, well, you don't really care about them, but they were the best players on their team, and I think I was one of the good players on my team. So we knew each other, and as soon as we met each other at the airport down in Montreal, we kind of got along together, and just feels good to, you know, speak French sometimes. And yeah, I don't know, we get along together. And well, same with the other guys on the team. Honestly, I don't know what's special about the hockey players, but like, you walk in, you don't even know the guys, and you already like, you like them the second you meet the hockey players. So that's cool.
And how important have the British players been in helping you settle whilst you're in? You know, guys like Ollie Betteridge, Rob Lakovic, Tets, Jackson Whistle, who's been in Nottingham. Ben Bounds has been in the Elite League for ages. It's his first experience in Nottingham. How important have those guys been for you?
Honestly, the Brits are great. Like they're great people. It's just I like the way they're like down to earth, and it makes me feel like I said earlier. I don't know if it's with you that I talked about that, but like to perform on ice, I need to be calm and I need to be free of mind and I need to be like confident. And these guys, they kind of bring that to me, like the confidence, the calm, relax, and not having to worry about anything else. And it's just they bring like the perfect vibe for me, and I really enjoy being around these guys. And like I said, I could name the whole team, honestly. I feel like it's not fair to not name like the other guys, but the whole team is like that. So even like the equipment manager, the physio, everyone, it's an unreal team. It's great to be around these guys.
And then if you had to look back at like your hockey career, I have a couple of rules on this, and then I can't thank you for being so open as you have been on this, because it's been a fascinating conversation about the story of Dominic Talbot-Tassi so far, and there's obviously so much more to come down the line. But like, if you had to look back on your career, I've got two more questions for you before I let you go, because I know you need to go. So the first one's going to be, if you had to look back on your career and look at the funniest moment you've had, either on ice or off ice, what would it be?
Funniest? Holy.
That makes you laugh when you think about it.
I gotta, it's tough to pick one. But honestly, the funniest stories are outside the ice, It's just, with the boys, the good ones, but some of them, they're
some don't need to be shared.
No, well, they should be shared, but they can't.
Oh, they can when you retire.
Oh man, I don't know. I can't pick one. I think I'll have to come back on the show and write them down. I honestly can't think of any like crazy stories, like funny stories.
It's hard when you put on the spot. I do appreciate that.
I don't know. I just have so many good stories, but like funny stories that happen with teammates and like just stupid stuff.
But by the end of this Elite series, you might have a funny story involving the Nottingham Panthers that you can share.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, one thing for sure is that I'll take a note and I'll come back to you with a good story for sure.
Sounds good to me. That now the last question would be, you've talked a lot about family, and not when I've had people in here, they've not spoke about it as you have. So tell me, what does family mean to you?
I feel like everything I do is for my family and it's with my family. Like I know they're fighting at home just to watch the games, like they feel like if they're not watching, we're gonna lose. And like they feel like if they're not in front of the computer 5 minutes before the game, it's because of that we lost, like. So I just feel like I gotta leave it out on the ice. Otherwise, like I haven't done my part, and they do their own part. And I don't know. It's just they've been like supporting me and the team throughout my career, and I don't know. It's just for me, like my job is to play hockey and work hard and save nothing, and all they have to do is support me. And my brother is a teaching point, like he's my third coach, but I appreciate that, and that's because he cares. And like I hear everything he tells me, and I try to apply what he says. And so yeah, I'm so thankful for my family.
Well, and I am very thankful for all of your time today. This has been awesome. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Dominic.
It's my pleasure, Dan.
If you're thinking about moving or just haven't reviewed your mortgage recently, getting the right mortgage is crucial. You can talk to your bank or building society, but they are restricted to talking only about their mortgages. Nottingham Mortgage Service advisors can look at a whole variety of lenders to find the right mortgage for you. They'll compare thousands of mortgages from over 60 lenders, including NatWest, TSB, Barclays, Santander, Nationwide Building Society, plus many more. So why not take advantage of our fee-free mortgage advice?